Welcome back to the Bruce Brothers Podcast. I am Jumpsteady, a.k.a. Robert the Bruce.
That's right. And I am Joseph the Bruce, Vine and J, the Duke of the Wicked. And this is the second episode of the Bruce Brothers Podcast. And I'd like to welcome you to our special guest this week. This is none other than the great Wacko the Kid and the newest addition to the Bruce Brothers Podcast, JCW superstar Jeeves will be handling the chat room to my immediate right. And now listen, as I said last week, we did have some technical difficulties, it being our first episode, and we expect to have more, it being our only second episode right here on Gas Digital. But another bone is there happens to be a level 5 hurricane blizzard happening outside of our doors right now here in beautiful, peaceful Detroit, Murderous, as we are being hit with a F5 tornado monsoon, snow monsoon that is, right now as we speak. But that's all I had to say for the intro. Rob, if you will.
Before we get into the topic for today, I wanted to point something out. 25 fucking years of the Gathering of the Juggalos. 25 years. It is the 25th annual. Coming up August 13th to the 16th, Thornville, Ohio, Legend Valley. You know the time, you know the place. Everyone needs to assemble for this epic, epic, epic time. We're talking about a quarter piece. We're talking about 25. We're going fucking crazy big on this one. All right, let's roll this video. This is gonna be something you're not gonna wanna miss. It's something you're gonna be talking about to the end of your fucking days. You're gonna have memories, you're gonna have stories to tell from the 25th annual Gathering of the Juggalos. It is the greatest family reunion on earth. Shangri-La on earth, if you will. And what a wonderful time, man. How awesome is it that we get to roll throughout life, ride or die with the Juggalo family.
How crazy is it that for a quarter fucking century, we've been putting it down at the Gathering of the Juggalos. 25 consecutive years in a row, minus that one bone when COVID hit. And we slept in that year, the entire year. But nonetheless, we picked right back up the following year and we continued on marching, Jumpsteady.
Longest independent rap festival in the world. We're still going strong. No corporate sponsorship whatsoever.
Is it longer than Rock the Bells?
Independence. We're talking about independent rap festival.
But we're not independent by choice. That's right. We just don't have anybody trying to un-independent us.
No. No corporate sponsorship at all.
But if there's any out there, we'd be happy to take some of that love.
All right, now listen.
Budweiser, anybody?
Now, you're saying, I know there's ninjas out there right now saying that they can't make it to the next Gathering of the Juggalos.
Bullshit.
They're saying they don't have the money. They're saying they don't have the resources.
That is a
They're
problem.
saying they don't know how to get there.
That's bullshit.
Now that's where we're gonna segue right into our our topic for today.
Wow.
All right, now check it out. There is the secret.
So this topic this week is a secret.
Yes, it is called The Secret.
Oh.
You can have anything at all you could possibly ever want in your life. You can have that girl or that guy that you've been fantasizing forever. You can have infinite wealth, infinite possibilities. Everything is at your plate, if you will, can be full of whatever it is that you want. All your dreams can come true. And on tonight's episode, I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be looking, but at tonight's episode, we're gonna tell you exactly how to get it, utilizing the secret.
That's right. Life is but a buffet of freshness for you. You have an eternal pass to the buffet of freshness.
Now I'm gonna tell you, when we tell you the secret, straight up, it's gonna change some of y'all's life. Not everyone, it's not gonna be able to sink in. Motherfuckers are gonna listen, but they're not really gonna listen. But there's gonna be ninjas out there right now, tonight. It's gonna change your life forever, and possibly for the betterment. From here till all time, you will be remembering this episode and thanking us for bestowing upon you the secret. Let's roll that video and give it even more hype than it already has.
You know, this secret gives you everything you want. Happiness, health, and wealth.
You can have, do, or be anything you want.
We can have whatever it is that we choose. I don't care how big it is.
What kind of a house do you want to live in?
Do you want to be a millionaire?
What kind of a business do you want to have?
Do you want more success?
What do you really want?
I've seen many miracles take place in people's lives. Financial miracles, miracles of physical healing, mental healing, healing their relationships.
All of this happened because of knowing how to apply the secret.
This is the great secret of life.
All right, so check this out. You saying you can't make it to the gathering, I'm telling you, you can. The only thing that's holding you back from getting to that gathering is you.
You've probably been sitting
To
there
get
wondering,
anything you
what is
ever
the secret?
wanted,
I'll tell you.
Or you
how
guys can
I've
cut the
come to
video.
understand it.
to get anything you ever wanted, it involves one thing. And I'm gonna tell you this, and you're gonna be like, what? And it's gonna blow your mind. And some people, it's gonna connect immediately. Because we've been using a secret our whole life. We just didn't know what the words were.
Now, before you tell them, though, Rob,
Yeah.
before you tell them, people need to understand something. I get it. I get how this shit sounds corny. You know what I'm saying? Already. Because that video looked corny. And those people sounded corny. And we probably sound corny saying this. But the only reason that corniness factor is creeping in is because you don't want to believe it's that easy. You don't want to believe you can actually have any fucking thing you want. But that's the secret. That's where it actually comes in. Because those who believe achieve. That's the crazy thing. You know? And it's so hard to believe that most people fail. You get what I'm saying, Ram? Mm-hmm. Most people fail because they just think, oh, I'm sure. Because it sounds too good to be true.
Right.
But it's not. In having that faith in the secret and having that belief in the secret is the actual key that makes the secret work, you know? And I'll tell you this. For many years, for centuries even, the secret actually was a secret. It was a highly kept secret. That's why they called it the secret. It was a secret shared among the super successful, shared among the wealthy, shared among the famous, shared among the great. It was a secret that when they had a kid or somebody they loved, they would actually pass the secret on. And they kept it a secret because they figured if it got out, it wouldn't work anymore or whatever. But no, the secret, even though it is out, there's so many doubters in the world then it don't make a difference.
There's also like a brainwashing going on, keeping you from focusing on the secret. I'm talking about social media, TV, video games, stuff to distract you.
That's life itself.
I'm just saying.
Life itself can distract you.
I feel like they have different layers now distracting you from ever truly focusing on the secret.
Man, those layers have always been there.
Okay.
It's doubt, Rob. It's the doubtness in life.
Well, that too.
It's the doubtness. It's not easy. We're not saying it's easy to achieve this, but it depends on who you are. But if you have the right tools, it is easy. It's incredibly fucking easy if you're that type of person.
But you're right. Back in the day, the secret was highly guarded secret. People were killed over this shit.
Right.
You know, people that tried to investigate and find out what was going on and learn the secret, they would come up missing. Mm-hmm. So that's how guarded.
A lot of people felt it was like a tool or something, an actual physical fucking tool you could have that would grant you this, or some sort of witchcraft or something. They didn't realize we were all born with the tool. It's just knowing how to apply it and having the self-belief to apply it.
So what is the secret? That's what you're all asking right now. What the fuck is the secret? Some of y'all already know. Some of y'all apply it and don't even know what it's called. What we're talking about, I'm gonna go ahead and tell them.
Go ahead. Spill the secret.
Is the law of attraction. Okay.
That's right.
So
also known as the powers of positive thinking.
Anything you want in life, you can will into your mind and have through the laws of attraction. The power of positive thinking, changing the way, the frequency of your mind to send the vibrations out to the universe. And what the laws of attraction, like what it believes, okay? Now, we're gonna tell you some outlandish shit, and some of it is 100% true. I can attest to it. I can tell you it's 100% true. And some of it gets into the like metaphysical where it's like sounding crazy, and maybe it is or maybe it isn't. But the belief of the law of attraction is that you can will things into existence, into your life. Think of yourself as a magnet, okay? Or the most powerful transceiver in the world. And you're emanating out through the power of your mind, you're emanating out this energy. And if it's a positive energy, you're gonna draw things into your life that are positive, that you want, that you're focusing your mind on. But if it's a negative energy, if you're a negative person, right, the same can be true. You're gonna pull in all the negative shit into your life, right? Mm-hmm. And we're gonna get into that one a little bit later. But I'm gonna tell you this, and this is a true story. My whole fucking life, man, my whole fucking life, I used to think I had a wish power. I don't even know if I told you this, show. I used to think I had a wish power because whatever I focused my mind on would just happen, you know? And I used to tell myself, as long as I didn't realize I was wishing it, it would come true. Like, as long as I didn't, like, if it was just a pure thought, like positive energy, wanting something, it would just fall into place. Like every job I've had, cars, girlfriends, like I've had the most, and I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, the most beautiful women to me in the world, like I've dated, you know, I've been with, and it was like, it just seemed like everything just came easy into my life, you know? Now, that wasn't true throughout my entire life. I'm not saying that I had the positive energy going the whole time, but easily in the beginning of my life, like the first like 35, 40 years, it was all just falling into place, you know? And when I heard about The Secret, it fucking blew me away. I saw a documentary on it, and I was listening to it, and as they were explaining what it was and what was happening, it was like, it just clicked to me like, dude, that's it. That's the wish power. I thought it was just like I had this wish power, you know, a limited wish power. It wasn't like, but I never wished for big things. Like I never wished to be a millionaire or nothing like that. It was just like, these are the things I want, you know, in my life. And I would like almost meditate on it. Like, and then they would come to be. You know
Well, I'll tell you this. Every time throughout my life somebody asks me if I got the time to explain it, and somebody says, do you have any advice? I'm a rapper, or I want to be a wrestler. Do you have any advice? Or if, say I'm doing a fucking cameo, right? And somebody's like, hey, it's my 12-year-old son's birthday. Can you say something nice to them? You know what I mean? I try in that little bit of time to explain the secret. Because ask yourself, knowing what the secret is, what better thing could you tell a young ninja? You know what I'm saying? A 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
What better gift could you honestly give to a young, growing up ninja that's a better gift than the knowledge of the secret? Because yes, again, you're an old guy sounding corny, because at first it does sound corny, Rob. It doesn't sound believable.
Right, yeah. Well, it only sounds corny if you've never experienced it yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but telling somebody you can wish anything you want into existence does not sound believable.
Right.
But it is. And there's ways to do it and ways to make it easier. But I can't think of a bigger gift to give to another human being,
No, 100%.
especially at the beginning of their life,
Yeah.
than the gift of the secret.
Oh, it's the ultimate teach a man to fish. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like literally, once you like, I watched that documentary you've been showing clips from, and like I didn't even realize until somebody put a word to it, like what it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like laws of attraction. My brain's thinking like magnets, like just like how they work type stuff, or like hot guy gets hot girl, you know what I mean? Like mid guy gets mid girl, but I was never thinking it would be something to do with like a frequency which your brain just produces. Like it's
The
weird.
thing is, though, it's so easy, yet it's so hard, because the bottom line to the secret, it is the laws of attraction, and you are manifesting what you want to happen. But I think the quickest way to sum it up is this. You cannot hope for nothing, Rob. You can't hope. Hope isn't strong enough, wacko the kid. You can't hope for something, because if you say you hope, that leaves room for doubt. You can't even wish, because if you wish for something, again, you're leaving room for doubt. If you're saying you wish for something, that means you might not get it, but you hope you do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more than just thinking about it.
You can't wish, you can't hope, you can't dream for it even. You have to absolutely, this is the hardest part about it, you have to absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, absolutely know you're going to have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to have full 1 billion% confidence, because if you don't, if there's any room of doubt, even a sliver, it could fuck it all up.
Yeah, we're going to get into actually
How to work
a
it.
little bit later, actually how to apply the secret, like actually how to use the secret. But what Joe's talking about is very true. It's like the visualization that you already have the thing you want. Okay, not thinking about it
in the present.
like,
now.
man, I wish I was a millionaire. No, visualizing you have the $1 million. Like you already have it. You're rich in your mind. You already have it.
You're already celebrating.
You're already
spending
You feel
it.
positive about it. That's what you want. If you want $1 million, let's say, or $10 million, right? There's no difference with the secret. There's no difference between $10 and $10 million. You can have whatever you want utilizing the secret, but you have to visualize in your mind that you already have that $10 million, right? It's like the whole process, but it's more than just that. But I want to talk to you about, there is no denying this aspect of the secret, all right? Now, there's ninjas that believe with the power of the secret, you can literally change the universe around you. Like utilizing the secret, let's say you're late to work, right? And you only got like 5 minutes to get to work, and if all the lights are green, you're good, you're gonna make it. Utilizing the secret, if you visualize yourself making it to work on time, all the lights will be green. If you visualize, oh shit, I'm not gonna make it, that's what you're bringing into the universe. The universe is responding. All of a sudden you hit every fucking red light trying to get to work, and you're fucking 10 minutes late. All right, now that part of the secret for me, I have a hard
the bone. Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that. Like that's even a stretch for me. Like, okay, so you can like literally change the physical, if you will, around you, utilizing the secret. But what is undeniable about the secret, which is going to open all doors, with the power of positive thought. If you're exuding positivity, confidence, charisma, people around you, doors are going to open in those regards because people will feed off your energy. They're gonna like you because you're a positive ninja. Like you're just exuding that charisma and confidence and feeling good about yourself, right?
Amen.
Like you're that magnet effect, that transceiver. You're transceiving out positive thoughts and people respond around you, and all of a sudden those job opportunities are there. People are opening doors. People want to work with you. People want to network with you.
You get what you give.
Yeah, exactly.
To the universe.
Exactly. So it's like, from that aspect of the secret, there's no fucking denying it. The secret, utilizing the secret, the power of positive laws of attraction, if you send it out, you're going to attract back the same. Okay?
So like, as somebody that has been a dreamer and someone that speaks stuff into existence and manifests my whole entire life, to see this documentary is like a rule book and like, you know, like details something that, like you said, a lot of us have done our whole lives, but didn't have a name or a rule book to. And this documentary is almost like wow, you know what I'm saying? It comes with a bunch of details on how to like sharpen your skills at doing that, which is like an unbelievable thing to me.
All right, let's play this video right quick. I want to show you, like, most people that have ever been successful, they've all used the secret to some degree. And whenever you hear anybody that's rich or powerful or famous ever talk about like how they got there, what their inspirations were, or whatever, they most of them, almost all of them, talk about this insane belief that they were going to make it. Some of them wrote down, you know, where they were going to be 10 years from now. Like they basically visualized that it was going to happen.
They knew.
And then it did, because they just had the insane belief that they were going to make it. They were going to rise above and they were going to fucking make it, and then they did.
It doesn't matter how stacked up the cards are against you. If you know that's your destiny. There's no doubt in you. There's no holding you back. If you know that, you will wish it into existence. You will will it into reality. Just like I have to will changing my hearing aid battery into reality right now. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry.
Let's roll that footage.
I want to ask you a question, because we just had an interview the other day, and you said something that has stuck with me about what makes you afraid. And we were talking about this, and Denzel said, I don't know if you remember saying this to me, but you said you attract what you fear.
Right.
And since we spoke, I've just been thinking about that all the time. What are you afraid of? And do you agree with that comment that you attract what you fear?
Apparently, I'm afraid of great actors.
Well, I mean, positively and negative. I mean, you attract, not just what you fear, you attract what you feel, what you are, what you attract. What's on your mind, yeah.
It's like
exactly.
the law of physics. I don't know how anybody can disagree with that. Ask any physicist, they'll tell you that it's true.
David Mamet
I think it's really a marvelous thing, that visualization thing you did. Do you all read about this or hear this? That you used to go up on Mulholland Drive and park
every night
and visualize seeing yourself as...
Yeah, I would visualize,
This is when you were broke and poor.
Right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, I like your work or whatever that is. And I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever.
This was in like 1987, 85.
Yeah. And I had nothing at that time, so it was like, but it just made me feel better. It made me, at that time, all it really was for me was kind of making me feel better. I would drive home and think, well, I do have these things, and they're out there. I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there.
self-help books or whatever?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
self-help section.
Self-help section.
They've renamed it the Jim Carrey wing.
Just this, I have an insane belief in my own ability to manifest things. Insane belief, that I think it's ultimately complete sanity, but I believe we're creators, and I believe we create with every thought and every word every moment is pregnant with the next moment of your life.
Total believer. Yeah, I believe
Okay.
in manifestation. I believe in,
Come
putting a rocket of desire.
All right, we're going to take a quick break until Joe gets back. But stick around because we're going to dive more into the secret. We're going to tell you exactly how to use the secret, the best way to apply the secret so it can change your life. But I'm telling you, believe me when I say, it will open doors for you in every way. And that's where we're going back to, like, where we were talking about the gathering. You're saying, oh, I can't afford it. I can't get there. You are, without even realizing it, you're attracting that into your life. You will never get what you want in life if you project out the negative thoughts about what you can't do. The possibilities in your life are limitless utilizing the secret, and they really are. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back. All right, I want to get into the next thing about the secret, and that is focusing, if you will, a little bit on negative thinking. So there's ninjas out there, and I'm sure you guys know people in your life where they complain a lot about everything that's happening in their life. They're always getting the bone. Their car broke down. They're in debt. Their girlfriend cheated on them, their boyfriend cheated on them. It's just like all this negative stuff like always happening to them. And they always complain about it, and it perpetuates. And they just seem like they're in this like never-ending loop of bones, right? Just the constant bone generator in their life. So what's happening right now is with the laws of attraction, doesn't care, kind of like what Joe was talking about. It doesn't care about what you want or don't want. It's really what's happening is whatever you're thinking about, right? Constantly thinking about, dwelling on, marinating in, you're attracting that same back into your life. So even if you're like, oh man, I hope, let's say, man, I'm in a debt. I hope I get out of debt. I hope I get out of debt. I hope I get out of debt. Okay. The laws of attraction doesn't care about you hoping something, right? It's just all the energy that you're transmitting out is debt. You're thinking about being in debt, and therefore you're going to remain in debt. Does that make any sense?
If you're a cigarette smoker and you're constantly smoking and you're thinking, fuck, I know I'm gonna get lung cancer. I know I'm gonna get lung cancer smoking these fucking cigarettes. And you're making jokes about it all the time. Every time you light up a cigarette, you're like, well, as soon as until I get lung cancer, you know what I mean? And you're constantly thinking about that shit. Guess what you're gonna probably get? Lung cancer in your butt. Because you attracted it through your own negativity. You know what I'm saying? It works two ways. It's a two-way street. If you never known somebody who's mad religious, right? Somebody who's like caught the Holy Ghost.
Yep.
Those are the happiest fucking people on earth because in their mind, heart, and soul, they fully believe everything they're saying. They would take a lie detector test and tell you that Jesus is in them or whatever their religion is, right? But you also peep those people out. They're happy as hell because that's what they're projecting every day. That's what they're pouring out of their system all over the world. And so that's what they're getting back is all that positivity and all that freshness. It doesn't matter what religion you're geeked up on. It doesn't matter what you're doing to your body that you're afraid you're gonna make yourself sick with. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a specific type of fucking lung cancer or anything. If you're constantly fearing having it and you're constantly talking about it, you're gonna have it.
The other thing, and this is gonna be a hard one. This is gonna be a real hard one. If you surround yourself with people that are negative thinkers, that's also gonna pollute your psyche.
That's like a disease.
It really is. Like it's gonna pollute your psyche, and all that negative energy, all that negative input is gonna go into your mind, and you're gonna start projecting the same out to the universe.
You are your company.
You got to surround yourself with winners. Like,
yeah,
we're energy sponges. Literally, bad energy, good energy. Like,
but yeah, you heard like the karmic vampire.
Yeah.
You ever been around somebody that's just like constantly complaining, and then all of a sudden you start feeling shitty? You know what I mean?
Bro, you start off on me.
Yeah, you start feeling all
Shit
shitty about
off,
life.
yeah.
Like, oh, this does suck, or this job does suck. I remember when I worked EMS, it was like commonplace. I'd be going through the, where they get the vehicles prepped, and there'd be 10 ninjas just standing in a circle complaining about the job, about their pay. You know what I mean? So I would dip in, about to join the conversation until I saw what the topic was, and I would just bounce out because I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to dwell on the fact that the job is shitty and the pay is shitty.
You start having that conversation, you start getting angry.
Yeah.
You start thinking about it more than you normally ever would.
Yep.
And you're dwelling on it, and you're getting all mad and salty, and then you're having a shitty day for the rest of your day because you soaked up all that shittiness. You're like a clean sponge, and you dip that shit in some oil. You know what I mean? You keep dipping it in oil and all that oil flying on you out of everybody else's mouth. What are you gonna be at the end of the day? You're gonna be covered in oil.
Yeah, so
misery loves company too. That all them people just complaining together. Like you notice that. Like, and the winners be together.
So for me, like when we put on the gathering, for example, when we put on The Gathering, I guarantee you our whole fucking team are all positive level 10 ninjas that are fucking super hyped to be there, that are busting ass, that see the vision and is implementing the vision. If you have one ninja in your chain that's just shit talking the whole thing, like, you know what I mean? It just brings the karma and morale down to everybody around you.
You know? But the thing is, in all fairness, depression is real. And mood swings are real. So that's why The Secret isn't the easiest thing. It depends on who you are and what you're capable of doing. You know, because willing something into existence, it sounds as easy as it actually is if that's who you are. But other people, you can't help but, be quote unquote realist, where you know your odds are fucked up, so you're talking about them all the time. And it's hard to just, it depends on who you are and how much you want it. Because if you really fucking want it, you know it's coming eventually anyway. Can I tell you about the story of Michael Jackson?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Here's the story of Michael Jackson, right quick. When Michael Jackson, and I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson, this is how I know this. I read an embarrassing amount of books about Michael Jackson, all right? A staggering amount, okay? When Michael Jackson was young, Jeeves, he was a teen pop star idol, right?
Yep.
And he was selling millions of records with his brothers, right? He was just a child, like 12, 13. He was around Hollywood royalty. So guess what they did back in the 50s or the 60s, Rob?
Okay.
They told him the secret. They were like, young Michael, I'm gonna give you this gift because you're among the elite here. You're among the super successful, rich and famous. We're gonna share you with the secret. And so they told him how the powers of positive thinking work, how the laws of attraction work. So on into his teenage years, he started thinking about that freshness, right? And he decided he was gonna have one of the best-selling albums, right? He knew it. He knew it. He was going solo. He was getting away from his brothers, and he was trying to become a man from a child. So he came out with the Off the Wall album, Wacko the Kid. His first solo release where he had control, actual control over the record. Off the Wall came out and sold something like 14 million copies at the time, right? Which was astonishing. So when Michael finished touring that record and all that shit, he decided, Rob, his next album was gonna sell 100 million copies. And all of Michael Jackson's rock star friends and shit, they laughed and they're like, oh, little cute Michael.
It's impossible.
That's not even possible. There's not even 100 million pop fans in the world. There's not even 100 million fans in existence to buy that many albums. And he was like, I don't care. My next album's gonna do 100 million. And they were like, Mike, it's so beautiful to hear you think so positively, but you're overreaching. You're applying the secret to astronomical levels that can never happen. And he was like, no, I'm not. And Michael would write, it's a true story. Michael would write 100 million on every mirror in his house. Michael would tell everybody that would listen, his album was gonna sell 100 million. And he wrote it down every day, constantly, right? He's recording, as you already might have guessed, the Thriller album. Thriller came out and it sold a fucking beyond imaginable 25 million copies, right? And they were like, oh my God, the largest selling album of all time, right? But it's not 100 million. But Michael knew. He had applied all of that energy, all those years into knowing it's gonna sell 100 million. So when Michael's next album came out, which was called Bad, guess what? Bad sold another 20 million or whatever, and it bumped Thriller up to 35 million. And then when the Dangerous album came out, Thriller went up to 45 million. And as the years rolled by, right, Thriller kept going up and up and up. Now comes 2008, the year before Michael Jackson died, right? And he announced his comeback tour at the O2 Arena in London. Michael hadn't been seen now for years. The allegations, all that shit happened to him, and he was a recluse for a while. But suddenly he was coming back, and the excitement and the hysteria of Michael Jackson doing a comeback. Guess what finally broke the 100 million mark? Thriller. And guess what happened? He died only months later, but he lived to see it happen. In his life, Thriller sold that 100 fucking million. And because his dream was so unimaginable, was so outrageous, it took his entire life to actually do it. But he did it. And he walked the earth before he died, having known he accomplished his goal. He knew he would do it.
Inevitably, for sure.
He probably didn't think it would take his whole life until his actual balls and itch grew gray. But he did do it. And he did it. And he died, and it took his life to do it, but he did it. And Michael understood the secret since he was a child, Wacko.
It's super inspiring.
So if you think you can't get to the gathering,
Michael sold 100 million copies, and you can't get to the gathering. That sounds crazy.
That's insane.
You sound crazy.
Just compare them for a second.
So going back to the what you were talking about with the smoking. So the correct way to do the secret is not to be like, I wish I could stop smoking, or I hope I can stop smoking. When you think that, the only thing the secret hears, the laws of attraction, is smoking. You're just gonna attract more smoking into your life. The key to it is visualizing, seeing, believing you already stopped smoking. Like visualizing it, truly believing in your heart, seeing it, you smoke free, visualizing that, capitalizing on that. And that's what you're gonna draw into your life.
Knowing
not smoking.
You don't smoke anymore.
Yeah,
you
like
know
believing.
it. Do you smoke? No. And you'll pass a lie detector test. You're not doubting yourself deep inside. You don't smoke. They'll be like, I just saw you smoking 15 minutes ago.
I don't smoke.
I quit now. And you actually know you're done? You're done smoking. If you know it in your heart you're done, and you really are, and you really do, you're done.
You have to believe everything in present time. You can't future like I will quit. No, like I am now. Like it's about current present.
If
time.
you know you're gonna lose 300 pounds, you know, and you're 300 pounds away from losing 300 pounds, but you know without a shadow of a doubt you're gonna do it. Man, that 300 will be gone so fucking quick you'll think somebody chopped it off you.
Okay, now think about like the fighters when they enter the ring to fight, okay? So in their minds, like you think about all those fighters back in when Mike Tyson was at his prime. You see a lot of those fighters get in the ring and you can tell they have no belief that they're gonna be
They
Mike
lost
Tyson.
already.
They're already fucking lost.
You're right, they lost already.
They fucking already lost because in their mind, they visualize themselves losing. They know they're gonna lose. They just don't have the heart. And so that's what they're projecting. The laws of attraction are bringing those fists into their face so they can hit the canvas that much quicker, right? The samurai back in feudal Japan, back in the ancient days, before they would battle, they would sit and look at each other for like 5 minutes as they waged a psychic battle in their minds, visualizing them tearing their opponent apart, utilizing the secret, seeing that. And whoever was more mentally prepared, stronger when they entered that battle, utilizing laws of attraction would win. So there was this psychic battle that would take place before swords even crossed. You would just see the samurai standing in the field looking at each other, and everybody's like, what the fuck are they doing? They're fucking waging war, man. Utilizing the secret, visualizing their victory before they decimated their opponent. The problem is, your greatest opponent in life is you. It really is. It's us. And I'm not sitting there on a high horse like, oh, I got it all figured out. No, I falter. Everybody falters. You have bad days. You have negative thoughts. All we're trying to do is tell you how to utilize this secret to change your life, because it really can. And I'm telling you, man, if you're not a believer, again, you're just attracting more negative thoughts into your mind. Just try to keep an open mind on this. But let's roll this clip right here. This is Bruce Lee. This isn't actually Bruce Lee's word. This is Bruce Lee's words that he wrote. It's not actually him talking. It was from a book he wrote. But here, let's play this.
Your greatest enemy isn't the one standing in front of you. It's the one staring back at you in the mirror. The one who knows every move before you make it. The one who can defeat you with a single thought. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? That voice in your head right now. The one telling you you're not good enough, not ready enough, not strong enough. That's your opponent. That's who I'm going to teach you to defeat. Listen closely, because what I'm about to share isn't just about fighting. It's about the war that's been raging inside you every single day of your life. A war most people never even realize they're losing. But I warn you, this truth is like looking into the sun. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. Are you ready to face your greatest enemy?
The one plugin that I want to showcase.
All right, so
is
check
this
it out.
bad boy. It's called the God.
If you,
the only thing that you really have to understand is that you put your.
Okay, if you are complaining, the law of attraction will just bring more things into your life to complain about. Whatever you are thinking about, whatever you are focusing on, that is what you're going to be drawing into your life. And the moment you realize this, you can try to change your thoughts, your thought process, in order to project out into the universe more positive thoughts. And we're going to get into that. We're going to explain how to do that in a minute. But before we get into that, let's hear, I got this video lined up here. This is Steve Harvey. Now, again, if you listen to interviews from any successful person on the planet, they all utilize the secret to get there. I know you're going to be like, oh, no, fuck no. Shit just fell into people's lap. No.
It's happened. It's happened.
Yeah, but they've manifested their own success through the power of positive thinking, utilizing the laws of attraction. All right, so let's listen to Steve Harvey.
Everyone in here has the potential to be whatever it is you imagine. Whatever you imagine is what you can have, because God places the life He has for you in your imagination. If you keep seeing yourself owning a business, if you keep seeing yourself with a summer home, if you keep seeing yourself with a big job promotion or the job of your dreams, if you see yourself with 2 homes, that's God putting in your imagination the future that He has for you. He places everything He has for you in your imagination. He puts it, everything you've been imagining is what God is showing you He has for you. It's just people don't understand that. Unreal things don't come into your imagination. You've never thought anything unreal, because how can you think an unreal thought? If you dream of being rich, don't play that off, because that's what God got for you. But now you have to pursue it. It's just the principles of success. You just got to adhere to them, because the law of attraction works. If you walk in the house, this is how it works. Whatever you put out, that's what comes in. You pick up your remote and you press the on button, you point it at the TV, guess what happened? So the law of attraction works. Whatever you emit from your remote control, the greatest remote control ever invented was your mind. Whatever you emit from that signal, that's what returns to you. That's how it works, man. This ain't no magic trick. If you want more people to smile at you, all you got to do is smile at more people. That's it. You want more people to shake your hand? All you got to do is stick your hand out in front of more people. Everybody ain't gonna shake your hand, but I bet you a whole lot more people will. Because you attract that. You think rich, you be rich. You think poor, your ass is poor. You ever heard a woman say?
All right, check it out. You can change your life right now with the secret, because right now you're waking up. You are not aware, or some of y'all weren't aware, that through the positive thought, the laws of attraction, you could change your life. And it really just comes down to meditating, changing the way you think. Now, we have somewhere about 60,000 thoughts every day, okay? It's hard to monitor every single thought coming out of your head, like, you know, throughout the course of the day. But there's one key way you can do it. The one key way is through feelings, right? Because if you feel good inside, you know you're projecting out positive energy. You're using the laws of attraction in a positive way. If you feel shitty inside, you hate your job, you hate life, whatever the situation is, unfortunately, you're projecting that out. Your feelings are your guide. So people that utilize the secret, when they start feeling bad, they might take a moment to reflect on that, to try to change their way of their thought process so that they can feel good. Well, how do you do that? Gratitude is one of the ways. Being grateful for everything around you.
No matter your situation.
Yeah.
You have to be grateful of what you have to even be able to accept the blessings.
Exactly. Like the house you have, the car you have, your dog, your cat, like focus the trees outside, how beautiful it is. Like being grateful for everything you have is a way to stay positive. There is no way, and this is going to trip you out, and you might disagree with this, what I'm about to say next. There's no way to think negative thoughts when you're happy. You cannot think you will not think a negative thought when you're happy. Because if you do, you're going to start to become sad. But when you're happy, you're focused all positivity. You're so happy. Whatever it is that's causing that happiness, you could be with loved ones or whatever the situation may be. You can't have a negative thought and still be happy.
Let me say this. This is one thing I find true. All my life, me and Joey been doing interviews, right? Every time I'm asked this question, it's the same answer because it's always been the same answer because it's the truth. Whenever somebody says, did you ever picture you'd be where you're at? Did you ever picture you would sell out a venue of this size? Or did you ever, they're looking at the accomplishments I've had, right? And they say, did you imagine this would happen? Did you ever think this would happen? And my answer has always been, yes.
Fuck yeah. How you think I got here?
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it without a shadow of a doubt. You know what I mean? Honestly, that's why I never paid attention in school. Because I knew what they were teaching me in school. And I'm not saying you shouldn't pay attention in school, but the reason I didn't, because I knew it didn't play a factor in what I would be doing in life. And therefore I didn't have no interest in it. You know what I mean? But I knew without a doubt, that I would be doing this. Let me show you how dope the secret is, okay? When I did that positive seminar at the Gathering, Rob.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
This is what I told this story, and I tell this story because it's one of my favorites, and again, it's the truth, all right? When I was about 13, maybe, and Shaggy was 11, okay? We knew, again, without a shadow of a doubt, we knew we would be pro wrestlers. Me and Joey and his brother John would sit in the backyard in the ring we built out of railroad posts and garden hose, right? And old carpet we picked out of the garbage. We'd sit in the middle of that ring, eating hot fries and drinking Faygo, and talk all day long about what our lives are going to be like as pro wrestlers. We knew. I used to tell kids at school, and I meant it. I used to say, man, you might want to just get my autograph now. Because one day you're going to be bragging about how you went to school with me and you knew me, so you might as well just get it now while you can. Because you're going to be bragging about having gone to school with me. And they'd laugh in my face, but I was dead ass. I was dead serious. You know, I knew, okay? Now, from the time I was about 13 till I was 19, I knew without question that I was going to be a pro wrestler. Okay, and Joey knew it. We knew it. I cannot say it enough how much we were positive, okay? When I became about 17, my love for hip hop grew excessively, okay? To where when I was 18, I was honestly fighting myself on which I wanted more, wrestling or hip hop. But I still felt wrestling was my calling, right? When I became 19, me and Joey, we couldn't deny it anymore. We knew we had changed, we had grown as people, and we now wanted hip hop in our life. We knew for a fact that we were going to now be hip hop artists. You know what I mean? And it was never, ever once did doubt ever enter. We just decided, oh, we're still young. You know, we just suddenly find we will have this now. You know what I mean? It's like changing your order, even though you already ordered it. You know, I want the steak Diane. You know, then they're just about to bring it out. You know what? I'll take the eggs Benedict. Fuck the steak Diane. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it's like. Now, here's the way the secret works. From 13 to 19, we had ordered the professional wrestling career. Okay, we ordered it from the laws of attraction.
It was coming.
It was coming. It was already coming. So even though we switched our order up at 19 and we were like, you know what, we'll take the hip hop career. You know, that fucking dream, and I swear to God this is the truth, as best of my knowledge, that wrestling dream still came to us. And it presented itself to us when I was 26 years old and Shaggy was 24. The wrestling dream came and presented itself to us like, yo, your order is here. Do you still want this? I swear to God.
Right, yeah.
Because what happened was we now had a platinum record, just like we knew we would, in hip hop, right? And our fame was doing really well because we had a hot record on the charts, went platinum. The WWE called us. The WWE called us and they asked us to make ring music for a team they had called the Oddities. And we were like, okay, we got you. Do you know we wrestle? You know what I mean? And they were like, what do you mean? And we were like, we wrestle. And they were like, we don't understand. And so we flew to the WWE headquarters in Connecticut and we wrestled. And they videotaped it for Vince McMahon. Suddenly they offered us a job. Wrestling. We no longer pursued it, Rob. We were in the middle, balls deep in hip hop. But we already put that order in through all that energy, that positive energy. Crazy. So it presented itself to us later in life. Like, here it is if you want it. So we took it and we went and did Monday Night Raw for about 3 or 4 months every Monday night until we got bored of it.
Wrestle at Madison Square Garden.
We debuted at Madison Square Garden. We debuted at SummerSlam. And I swear to God, we were no longer chasing wrestling.
Yeah.
We walked away from it, and we are now, not only had we began chasing hip hop, we had succeeded in hip hop. But that dream came back, and it was like, do you still want this in a doggy bag? And we were like, yeah, we'll take it home. You know what I mean? And so we took it. And that's the way the dream, the secret works. We already applied that positive thinking. It was already ours.
Like your belief, Joe, particularly you, because I was around you a lot more than Joey, you know what I'm saying? Like just growing up and everything like that. you had the most insane belief that you were making it. You know what I mean? And it was infectious to everybody around you. Like, you quickly made a believer to everybody around you too that you were making it.
Yeah.
You were going somewhere. You were on the way up. Even when we were dirt ass poor, living in Cass Quarter with cockroaches in the fucking apartment.
And I've never been able to understand or relate to when somebody says, "No, man, I never dreamed in my wildest dreams I'd be doing this." You know what I mean?
You didn't dream big enough.
That's never been my answer.
You ain't dream big enough.
And I also don't like to surround myself with people that are like that. I like, okay, like when I met you, you weren't as successful as you are now. You know what I'm saying? You're ascending every day.
Absolutely.
But it was your drive, your positive thinking, your positive comment. You came at me like, I'm already here.
Yeah.
I'm already everywhere you are and then some. That's the way he carries himself. And it was that I liked, because I said, you're damn right you are. I seen this in myself. You know what I mean? Same thing with you. I like to surround myself with positive company because
that was kind of like the point I was making. It's hard to just like make that decision, but sometimes you got to cut people out, man. I'm a selfish motherfucker in some respects, and I listen to what people are saying. Sometimes people try to bring you down subtly.
Yeah.
They're attacking you on a psychic, mental level with little quips or little remarks.
Jealousy.
Yeah,
envy,
whatever
shit like
it
that.
is. So like I pay attention to that and like, nah, you know what I mean? Like I cut those people out. Like not abruptly, like you gotta get the fuck out of here, but I just
Weed them out.
I weed them out. You know what I mean?
it's no different than back when we used to go to strip clubs every night, right?
Yep.
We walked into a strip club, there'd be 5 or 6 of us. We'd be all wearing the charms, right? And all these girls would be coming around us, right? And there would be a table full of 5 or 6 dudes also there, right? That would just be, instead of looking at all the naked girls dancing and everything and having a good time, they're just looking at us.
Hating.
Just, they don't like the way we're shining.
Right.
They don't like the way we're projecting that positivity.
Well,
they don't know who we are.
You're talking about just haters, like
I'm
that you don't even know.
They're
That you
ICP
don't even
haters.
know.
They don't even know who we
Right,
are.
they don't even know.
But
Yeah.
they see the smiles.
Feel the energy, yeah.
They see the energy. We're just over there beaming,
All right, that's
and they don't like it.
You can't shine in front of everybody.
So you look over, exactly, you can't. You
All right,
can't be
let's-
happy in front of everybody. They're just looking at us. They're not even looking at naked women.
Nope.
Look, haters could be a whole nother show.
That's a big topic.
They're angry
anyway-
because we're over there being positive. We're not
All right.
fucking with nobody. We ain't causing no scene.
Have you ever heard the expression as above, so below, as within, so without? That's what we're talking about. As above, so below. If you want to be physically wealthy, you have to be mentally wealthy first. Okay? As above is like the spiritual, the mental. However you are on that plane, right? That's how it is below in the physical realm. Okay? So think about that for a minute. You have to be positive. You have to attract that positive energy into your life at all times. You have an infinite power that's readily available at any time. You just got to tap in, have the right vibration, have the right frequency, which all, and again, going back to what I was talking about, is paying attention to your feelings, where your state of mind is, how happy you are. Are you feeling grateful? Are you feeling love? Are you feeling positive? And if you're feeling down and bad, and we all have that, you know what I mean? We're not, but it's almost like a warning beacon going off. When you start to feel all depressed and down, warning, bad things are coming in. You're attracting bad things into your life. You have to start to focus in
You can
on
feel it, though.
stuff you're grateful for, stuff that you have love for.
Right.
The positive. You have to try to change the way you're thinking so you don't fall into that spiral.
Because what you're doing is you're pulling the wheel off the road.
Yeah, exactly.
You're drifting off and you're about to slam into something. You can feel it when the car's drifting off. You can feel it when your positivity is being distracted. and somebody's pulling at the wheel. Some negative people, you know?
Oh, it's one of those, like, the old phrase, right? Misery loves company.
Right.
Like, miserable people, like, they don't just want to
because
hang
they're comfortable
out.
around
Yeah.
other miserable people.
Yep.
They're stuck in their comfort zone. Someone that's successful around somebody that has no drive is like, it's like too much for them. It's uncomfortable for them to even be around that because they start looking at themselves and they're like, I can't even like.
They hate it.
When I was a kid, the guy on the news, his name was Bill Bonds, okay? That was the local news anchor, Bill Bonds. And he was a drunk, but that's neither here nor there, all right? When I used to when Rob was in Desert Storm in the war in the Middle East, I worked at Joe Louis Arena as a usher, right? And I remember it was a Red Wing game going on, and Bill Bonds was up in there. You know what I mean? There goes Bill Bonds from Channel 50. Remember Bill Bonds?
Yeah.
Bill Bonds is up at the Red Wings game, and he's got 2 security guards with him. And I remember thinking as a kid, why the fuck would Bill Bonds have 2 bodyguards with him? You know what? But now I understand it. Because Bill Bonds was shining, and people are just like, fuck you, Bill Bonds. You know what I'm saying? For no reason. People are just angry. Oh, there goes Bill Bonds.
They didn't do half of what he's done.
There goes Bill Bonds' fresh ass over there.
But never did shit to go and get nothing like that.
He's on TV every night getting money. Fuck him. Yeah, let's go fuck with Bill.
What
You know
work
what
have
I'm
you put
saying?
in? You know, like.
Bill Bonds ain't never hurt nobody but that 40.
All right, another way to bring more positive thoughts and positive energy in your life, and I know some of y'all on this panel might not agree with me, but it's forgiveness. Forgiving people. Like when you hold and harbor hate for somebody in your heart and in your mind, you're manifesting that hate back onto yourself. The only one you're hurting is you.
I don't buy that.
Okay, I know you don't. But listen, if you're focused on hating somebody, angry
that's
at
the
somebody,
ticket though, Robbie, if you're focused on it.
right?
That's the mistake.
Right. Okay. Focusing on that, like, oh, I hate that person so bad, right? And it comes back to the hater shit too. I hate that person so bad. You're manifesting that hate back into you, onto you, because that's what you're focused on. That's what you're thinking about. That's what you're visualizing. And the sad thing about it is the person that you're hating, they don't feel that fucking hate.
Well,
They're not. It's not like you're hurting them, projecting some kind of mental.
You're hurting
darts.
yourself. Everything you put out
You're
comes
hurting
back.
yourself. It's all reflecting back like a dark hole.
That's the point of this
to
whole
make
thing.
you feel negative, to make you feel bad, to make
Explain
you feel
this
sad.
though. We both hated our real dad.
Yeah,
But we never had no long ass conversations about how much we hated
Not
him.
anymore.
We never focused on it.
I did focus on it for years. I focused on it, but
I
not
never
anymore.
did.
Not anymore.
I think it depends on who you are.
Because I forgave. You know, it's like I realized at some point that when you hate on people, like Wacko was saying, you're just hurting yourself, man. It's like the only person that you're making miserable is you.
I don't buy that. No, because it's just not the way I work, Rob. There has to be. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie.
Right? No, I got you.
I'm being honest about how I feel. When I hate somebody, and I only hate like 3 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I hate somebody, for some reason, I remember Mom used to say that all the time, Rob.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're saying. You know what I mean? It's bad energy. You're just hurting yourself by hating somebody. But that's not the way I operate. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like when I look at our real dad, my hatred for him provided me with karma because I didn't want to be nothing like him. And I got karma every time I realized how different I am from him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a bomb-ass dad. That gave me karma. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. Like when he tried to come back in our lives, right? We both told him to fuck off. That felt good to me.
Here's what I'm talking about, Joe. Like, all right, I don't want to debate too long on this, but like, let's say somebody owes you $3,000, right? And man, you think about that all the fucking time. Like you bring it up in conversation, your friends are tired of hearing about it. Man, that motherfucker, he owes me $3,000, and it's been like 10 years that motherfucker's been owing you $3,000. Do you think he's fucking stressing you about that $3,000? you're stressing your fucking self out.
I get it.
By wanting that $3,000.
Yes.
You're mad you never got the $3,000, and it's causing your blood pressure to rise.
But every circumstance, all I'm trying to say
You
is
gotta let it go, is what I'm saying. You gotta forgive. Just let it go. It doesn't matter. That $3,000 in the grand scheme of your life does not matter for you to harbor that, to dwell on that, to bring unhappiness into your life, to fuck your secret up.
Okay, if I thought that was true, Rob, I would have let it go to people I hate.
Yeah.
But I don't feel that. I don't even think about them ever. Ever, unless somebody else brings them up.
You know, and that's something that's really different about you, because you almost get like an energy from like being angry at people, right? It's like, think of it as like a berserker, right? A berserker in D&D or whatever. A berserker, when they get hurt or take damage, they get stronger. Like somehow in your way of your thought process, it's almost like you get strength from people that did you bad, right? You get strength for it.
Yeah.
It motivates you to be better.
Because I believe in things,
and like,
and it instills my beliefs to not be like that.
Right.
Like I don't want to be anything like that. So when I don't dwell on it though. I swear to God on everything. I've never sat alone and dwelled on shit people I hate. You know what I'm saying? It's never I'm sitting there just steam shooting out of my ears. It doesn't work like that. I don't work like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so you're both actually like saying the same thing though, right? Because like even though you have the ability to hate somebody, you never think about them. So you're never like doing the secret thing of putting that thought out there. You know what I mean? Like by just, I hate them, but that's the end of it. You don't actually put in that energy.
No, because
this
I'm also
jackass owes me $3,000.
I'm also a go-getter in every aspect of my life. So if I hated somebody and it was tearing me apart, I would go get them. I would do something about it. I know myself. You know what I'm saying? And I would go get that $3,000 back, Rob. You know what I'm saying? If it was eating me alive like that, I know myself, but I get what you're saying, and I understand that's how it works on most occasions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I can't sit there and nod in agreement when I find myself feeling different about that. You know what I mean?
I just let it go, man, because for me, like, people aren't worth it. You know what I mean? People that did you wrong in some way or whatever, as long as they're not continually hurting me, you know, or my loved ones, I just let it fucking go. I don't give a fuck to spend time thinking about them. You know, it was like our dad recently, a couple years back, tried to come back into our life, and to me, I already kind of like forgotten about him. He's almost like a faded ghost or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really exist. He isn't anybody I know or think about or care about. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know him.
Right.
So why would I want to get into his life? It's like he's already gone, erased
out
of my life. You know what I mean? But at one time I was mad. Like I was, you know, when we were younger,
I mean, if we were mad, we would have said, yeah, we'll meet up with you, and then kicked his ass.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like back when we were younger, we were like, because I remember at one time our uncle was like, yeah, he was thinking about coming to the show, and we were like, look, you tell him if he comes to the show, it's beat down on sight. You know what I'm saying? So let him know that. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right, now listen. So how do you use the secret? Here's where we get into the nitty gritty of it. And again, we're going to tell you all how to use the secret. We're going to tell you all about the secret. And the only thing I can attest to, it might not be easy for some. It might be damn near impossible for some. Because I believe that throughout your life, there's kind of like, we're all wired different. You know, our backgrounds, our history, everything we went through. And for some people, I just feel like, you know, it might be too late, maybe even, you know?
It's not for everybody.
No, you don't know what I'm
for
saying?
believers only. Like,
yeah, it's like, but I believe it's possible for anybody to change.
use it.
To use it. It is possible, but it might be harder for some. Like some might be so wired on the negative tip.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's almost like there's like, I don't want to say damaged. Like we're all damaged, right? And again, believe me, I'm not on a high horse. I'm not like, oh, I use the secret, I'm all successful and shit like that. All I'm saying is I know for a fact the secret has brought positivity into my life. Throughout my life, it really has. Like I truly feel blessed the life I've lived. I'm very content. I always say this. If I died right now, don't feel sad for me because
too.
I lived a life that
Me
I feel
too.
is very full of adventures, full of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I wanted. And that's what I got from the universe because that's what I projected out. I visualized that. That's what I wanted, mostly adventure. And I got that working at Psychopathic. I got that working as an EMT. I got that being in the Army. I got that from our teenage years when we fucking wilding out. You know what I mean? Like everything.
That's beautiful.
Everything just came, that I wanted in life. And I never wanted to be a millionaire, so that's not what I got. That wasn't my order, So anyway, the first thing you gotta do, step one to the secret, is to ask what you want. Write it down. Write it down. What you want from the universe. That's the very first thing. You gotta fucking
Put your order in.
Put your order
in detail. The secret likes detail. It wants to know. It needs to know exactly what you want.
So when this is crystal clear in your mind, even if you don't write it down, when it's crystal clear in your mind exactly what you want from the universe, then you put your order in. You've done it correctly. Like that, you just know, right? You see it. What you want. So that's the first thing with the secret is to ask for it. And it could be, again, there's no difference between $10 and 10 million. There really isn't. It's all, the limitations are really only in your mind because you can ask the universe for anything you want.
But what about if you only want it halfway?
It's never gonna come.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not gonna work.
You can't just put a whole grocery list of shit you want.
And so there's ninjas that are like, oh man, I have used a secret and I asked for it. And let's say like, I wanted to be a rapper and I asked for it and I've been grinding away for 20 years trying to use a secret. I'm telling you, man, you weren't using it right.
You didn't have enough action in attraction. Half that word is action.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that in a minute, but that's very true. That's definitely one of the steps. All right, so the second step is to fucking believe. And it's the most important step in this whole thing. So you got the crystal clear vision of what you want. Then you have to believe with all your mind, all your heart, all your spirit. You have to believe that you've already achieved, you've already got.
You have to know
what you want. You have to know it's coming, that it's yours, right? You can't just think about it. You have to believe that you already have it, okay?
And he's not saying try to believe or do your best to believe. That's really what it takes. That is the key. You have to fully believe.
You said
the
it.
Universe,
You have to know it.
You have to know without a doubt.
The universe is a mirror and it's reflecting back whatever is dominant in your mind. And it's gonna manifest that. Now, it might take a minute. It's not gonna come like overnight. But you have to believe, like we were talking about when Joe, when you knew, you know what I mean? And I'm a witness to that. You knew you were making it. You had no shadow of a doubt. I've never seen anybody more motivated, more with belief in their heart that they were making it than you.
I remember staring at the mirror in my weak little bird chest as a kid and being like, fuck, it's gonna take me so long to put all that weight on to be a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like I was mad, but I knew. I just had to wait it out to grow up. You know what I mean? But I was already that wrestler. I was already him. I just had to fill my body out.
Yep.
And you didn't know if you were gonna make it as a rapper first, but you knew that you were gonna make it as a wrestler. You knew you were gonna be a professional
we
wrestler.
decided we wanted to rap for a living. Then I knew I was gonna make it as a rapper. First day I went to the studio for the first time.
Yeah.
I knew it's just a matter of time.
Don't do anything if you're not 100% gonna do it, because it's like nothing in life. Like
failure. Here it is. Failure cannot be an option. In anything you do, if you let failure even be the slightest little option, you're gonna find a way to it every time. If you're trying to lose 300 pounds and if failure is even an option, you don't think when you're going through all that starvation, you're gonna find your way to that fucking cheeseburger? Come on, man. If it's even on the smorgasbord, you're gonna find your way to it past all that lettuce right to that cheeseburger because you let failure be on there to begin with.
So Will Smith said, one of his most famous quotes, there is no plan B.
Fuck a plan B.
There was never a
I
plan
was just gonna say that.
in his fucking life, right? So, in other words, if you're already like, oh, okay, if plan A doesn't work, plan B, I'm gonna do this plan B. Well, plan A ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work because you already gave it, you're out.
You already have it that it might fail.
You already set that net up in case.
Exactly.
There shouldn't be an in case.
There is no backup plan.
You can't have a plan B. Why the fuck would you need that when you're clearly gonna make it?
Yeah, plan A is gonna work. Why do you
How
need
you
a
gonna
backup
even
plan?
say you fully believe if you have a plan B?
So this, for some, they might be having a hard
other
time
option.
visualizing this belief, right? So one of the things that's recommended is almost like a childlike belief that you know what I mean? Like, you know how children play make-believe and stuff like that? Almost like this childlike visualization that you're gonna have what you want. You already have it. Like, think of it as like that, like a childlike belief. They've already had this. You already have it. You're visualizing it. Like, let's say if you want $5 million, you're already visualizing you have it. The house, you can feel it. The car you're driving.
You know what you're gonna do with it already.
You know what I mean? You already got, you in your mind already have that money.
No different than if your parents told you when you turn 18, you're getting this trust fund that's gonna make you a billionaire. You just gotta turn 18. It's okay to plan out how you're gonna spend that money when you get it, because you know it's a guarantee it's coming.
All right, now I'm gonna get to what Wacko was talking about. Inspired action. Inspired action. With the laws of attraction, you can't just sit back. It's not enough. I mean, and this is where it sounds like it's hard, but I'm telling you, it's not. Like, when you have it clearly in your mind, you know what you want. You have the belief you already have it. Now you use inspired action to achieve it, okay? Anything, you don't think the laws of attraction work? You don't think you can use the mental to create the physical around you? Look at this whole fucking room right now. This table, this TV were all thoughts that were manifested. Everything that's ever been, every company that's ever came up was a thought and a belief at one point in time. Like, I created a game, Into the Echo Side. That was a thought that was put in my mind by Lewis, one of the co-creators of the game, basically coming at me with that, and all of a sudden, boom, it just struck me. And all of a sudden, I saw the game. I had a belief that game was coming. And then we use inspired action to make the game, to actually do the physical that is required to achieve that dream or whatever it is
That's
you
the
want.
action.
That's the action.
Starts with an idea, though.
That GCW charm hanging off Hulk Hogan's neck. My friend Brett, the owner of GCW, probably saw a similar charm of something like that, and he was like, boom, I'm gonna have GCW charms like that. What's hanging around Hogan's neck right now? In pure 100% existence. That charm.
All right, I'm about to fuck you up. Most ninjas, right? Most people are standing in a fucking desert, okay? In all directions, you just see sand expanding out as far as you can see. Way off in the distance is that oasis, right? And that oasis represents your dream, whatever it is you're trying to achieve. It is worth more, one step going in the direction of that oasis, your dream, is worth more than 100 years thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
A whole lifetime thinking about it.
Because that's what ninjas do, man. We're all programmed like that, everybody. Where you just like, oh man.
You can't just believe it.
I wish I had that thing. Or,
I wanted to go to the gathering all my life.
What did you do to make it happen?
Right. What have you actually done to make it happen?
We're using the gathering as an example because anything you want, you gotta have inspired action. You gotta be taking steps, but combined with knowing what it is you want and the insane belief that you're getting that thing. Whatever it is. Mm-hmm. It's like, that simple. It really is. Like, for me, like, thinking back about we're talking about the gathering. So there was this gaming convention called Gen Con, and when I was growing up, I always wanted to go, never thought I could go. You know what I mean? And then one year I got so sick and tired of not going, I was like, I got all jazzed up, and I'm like, man, we're fucking going. I got all my friends jazzed up about it. I'm like, we're going to Gen Con this year. I don't give a fuck. We'll sneak in, whatever we got to do. We're fucking going. Sure enough, we all went.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was getting jazzed up.
That's what it takes, is
You know
the
what I mean?
apply,
Yeah.
the press the button, the throw it in gear, whatever it is. Nothing to it but to do it. That is the fucking whole ticket, you know? Because you will waste your entire life thinking about something until it's too late. And it's been right there achievable the entire time. Even if what you want is way up on the top of the mountain, right? And you know the only way to get there is to walk. There's no ski lift, there's no elevator, there's no other way up there except to walk. Man, if you just start walking,
Better start walking.
every day and quit looking behind you, quit looking outfield, just keep walking toward that direction, man. Eventually, after enough time passes, you will look behind you and be like, damn, look how far I've come.
Yeah.
Because you made it your habit to keep etching up that mountain toward that goal. You have to do something for it. My girlfriend every day, her goal is TikTok. She loves TikTok world. Every day she gets out of that bed and makes TikToks. Yep. And it's her drive, it's her passion, it's what she enjoys, and that's a benefit. But it's also her chasing down the secret. And she goes viral all the time, and I say, that's why it happens. That's why it happens all the time. Because she's always getting up, doing it.
Just putting in the work.
So it's inspired action, inspired because it's something that you love, that you want, that you visualize. You visualize you already have. So you're
making it your reality.
You're geeked about it. You're geeked about it. If you're not geeked about it, it's not gonna come through the law of
Nobody's just
attraction.
gonna come give you that viral video. Nobody's just gonna come give you that career. You have to be excited about it enough to fulfill it.
You think about someone pursuing like a movie career, for example, right? So you want to be in the movies, right? You go to that audition, you network, again with inspired action. If you have this insane belief that you're gonna make it and you're exuding positive energy around you, it's infectious. It really is. People are gonna notice. They're gonna be attracted to you because that's what you're attracting into your life. So it's like that ninja with all that belief that they're gonna make it as a movie star. When they go to those auditions, and it might not even be the casting director that casts you. You might run into some other ninja, right? That's in the movies, and you spark up a conversation, and they're like, oh, this is a chill dude. I love this guy, man. He's so positive. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, doors are opening for you. And that is so true. I can't explain to you how true that fucking is.
It is. And another thing, man, a lot of times, for all you people sitting at the bottom of the mountain, looking at that endless hike up the mountain to get what you want.
Or in the desert.
Or the desert, across the desert to the oasis, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. A lot of times, the journey to the goal is better than actually achieving the goal. People always want to know, why didn't I write another book? Why didn't I write another book yet? I think part of it is because the journey to get to where you knew where we were is far more interesting than everything that's happened since you've known who we are. You get it? Because the journey is so rewarding. Every time you take a look back and see how far you've come up, every time you reach some new milestone in your goal, in your dream, every time you reach some new accomplishment, it's so rewarding when it's the first time and you're having all these breakthroughs as you're making your way up higher and higher. It's not like, again, if you want to lose 300 pounds, it's not like you're stuck weighing 500 and then one day you just wake up and the 300 pounds is gone. No, you're gonna gradually lose weight all the way along. You're gonna feel better as you go. You might look at that trek to the oasis and think, it's so fucking far. Well, it looks a lot better when you're halfway there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're never gonna know that if you don't start huffing it. The adventure to the goal is your legacy. You gotta live your legacy, man.
So the final step of the laws of attraction, and again, I cannot express enough how important each one of these steps are. They're all vitally important. And my hope, my honest hope is this podcast can somehow reach 100 ninjas and change their life. Like, I would be so happy if a ninja came out.
Man, there ain't even 100
and
watching. If this reaches one,
I'm not even, check it out. I'm not even taking the credit for it because I didn't come up with the secret. Like, I didn't realize the secret on my own. I'm just sharing it with y'all. We're sharing it. But if it can affect 100 ninjas, and maybe at the gathering, one ninja comes up to me and is like, man, we seen that podcast.
Changed my life.
you're gonna find the courage and the karma and the stamina by way of success along the route.
So we keep bringing up like a millionaire as an example, but your goals might not be that. Like, at one point, my goal was to be an EMT. You know what I mean? And I visualized that. I knew it was gonna happen without a doubt. And I applied myself with inspired action. But I saw myself doing those priority ones in that ambulance. Like, I visualized that, you know, without even knowing at that time, I didn't even know about the secret. But I visualized myself riding in that ambulance, like being there on the scenes, helping people. Like, the idea of helping people, fantasizing about that. Like, loving being able to arrive on the scene and save somebody's life, which I did.
Right.
Many times work being an EMT. And so it was something I visualized, and then I went to school and I busted my ass and I loved it. I loved working in the school, studying. I loved it, like learning about all these things. Like, it was fascinating to me. And I applied myself, and I was top of my class.
Because you were acquiring the knowledge to do what you actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it was fulfilling.
Right, and that's where the inspired action. Now, the final step of the laws of attraction, using the laws of attraction, is to receive this gift, this whatever it is you want, whatever your dream is, whatever you're trying to achieve, to receive it. And when I say receive it, in your mind, in your thoughts, in your heart, you already have it. You know what I mean? You're thankful for it because you already have it. You have it already. Even in the physical, you don't. It's coming. In your mind, you've already received it. Isn't this wonderful? I'm an EMT. You know what I mean?
I always knew I'd be an EMT.
I always knew it. Like, this is so wonderful. I'm so grateful to have this job that I've always wanted to have. To receive it. You know what I mean? In your heart, in your mind, you already have it. That combined with the belief, you're going to, the whole thing of believing it, you're going to receive it wholeheartedly. You've received it, So you're working toward it, but in your mind, you already have it. It's like with 100% certainty, it's coming because you already have it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the level of belief that you have that it's coming.
There's a big difference between people that are saying, I always knew I would have this, and I never thought in my wildest dreams. Like, you see, that's a polar opposite of a way of thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the other thing, like, we're all manifestors. We really are. We're all manifestors. And the laws of attraction, it does like speed. You know what I mean? Like when, I can't even put this in the words, but like when you truly focus and believe that you're going to have something, whatever it is, your dream is or your goal, it's almost like being in a race, but it's like a runner's high. It's still work, but it's almost like effortless work because you feel so inspired and happy to be doing it.
Wow, is that what they call it, a runner's high?
Yeah, runner's high, where you're like floating.
Oh my God, I experienced that before.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I have too. Like,
I thought I was actually off the ground.
Yeah.
I thought I was actually off the fucking ground.
Right, exactly.
I was tripping out.
Yeah,
I was like locked in the rhythm, and it didn't even hurt no more.
They're
man.
right. That's what I'm saying.
I was just that. Professional runners and people that do long distance, like they chase that high. Like,
So it's
that's
like-
why they do it. Like,
My wig is so blown. I never knew that was an actual thing. And I told that story several times. One night I had my headphones on, I was running, and I thought I was actually levitating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Marathon runners do that. That's what they do it for.
That's what they chase.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
They
it's
chase the high.
It's almost like everything is just synced up, lining up. You know, you're positive, you're happy, you're thinking positive thoughts. This is gonna happen. And doors are opening for you and things are happening and you're making it happen with inspired action because you have this firm belief it's gonna happen and you love what you're doing, you love what you're achieving. And then this is what happens, much like when you get into that rut where you're thinking negative thoughts and you go down that negative hole and next thing you know, you're thinking more negative thoughts and more bad things are happening to you and it just kind of spirals out of control, right? That's the lower end of it, right? But there's also the higher end of it. When you start utilizing the laws of attraction and thinking the positive thoughts, more and more positive things will start to happen in your life and you'll start to go on the upswing of that side of things. And that's where you got the 1%ers, the people that know and they've utilized the laws of attraction their entire life. The billionaires, the millionaires, the famous artists such as yourself, Joe and Wacko, we're talking about the movie stars, like anybody that's ever had any degree of success. They've all utilized the secret to get there.
Of course.
And what happens is it just compounds.
How do you know it's 1% though?
Whatever it is, 0.5%.
Yeah, I don't think it's 1%.
0.1%, whatever it is.
Yeah.
These ninjas all utilize the secret to get there without question. If you've ever heard them in an interview, they all have
It's
one
like you
thing.
said at the beginning of the show, though. Even
Insane
if they
belief.
don't know what it's called or how to
Yeah.
phrase it or something, subconsciously they know that's what works. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what the secret was when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? We just knew that, we just knew we had to have it. Failure couldn't be an option. I knew that.
like you said about the wish thing when you were younger, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I relate because every time in my life ever that I've ever closed my eyes and really prayed whatever I believe in, whatever you believe in, every time I've ever looked in the sky and said, I need this, it's happened. Like, there's not been one time in history where I did not pray for something or ask the universe for something where I have not gotten it. So I know this all to be a fact, personally.
I got a controversial question for you, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
What if somebody is like me, right, and they're into Bigfoot, right?
Okay.
You're gonna see him.
No, for real. And they want to see a Bigfoot, and they know they're going to see a Bigfoot. And every day they're in the forest looking for a Bigfoot. And they know one day they're going to see a Bigfoot.
Okay, according to the laws of attraction, you're gonna see a motherfucking
see a fucking
Bigfoot.
Right, I was gonna say.
I thought that at the beginning of the whole thing. That's the first thing I thought when
No, here's how it probably works though.
Yeah.
Even if there isn't actually a Bigfoot,
Yeah.
you will probably see something that
You're gonna
you
manifest-
wholeheartedly assume is a
You're
Bigfoot.
gonna manifest something.
Yes.
That you're gonna see.
Or you might even manifest a ninja in a Bigfoot suit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or a ninja with big feet.
And end up running into that. You know what I mean? But you will see something that you wholeheartedly would pass a lie detector test that you saw a Bigfoot. You know what I mean? It will happen. You will have that experience whether or not it's true.
Yeah. So, and that's where it gets into like I was saying, the metaphysical, like the whole red light thing. I don't even know if I believe in that. Okay. I don't even know if I go that far. But the laws of attraction, if you watch the documentary called The Secret, the laws of attraction, according to them, you can literally shape the world around you so that red lights become green lights, right? That, you won't get sick. You know what I mean? And that's true too, to a degree. If your mind is positive, your health is 100% directly linked to your mind.
But you also have to do
Yeah.
the things that are required to be healthy. Not just think about it though, because like the secret involves the action.
But if you
can't
have
eat cheeseburgers at McDonald's every day and,
be like,
and believe
I'm
that I'm going to be
crazy
healthy.
healthy.
if you have a 100%. But if you have a positive mindset, right, you're less likely to get sick. I'm not saying you won't get sick. I don't believe that. Like you can just be super positive and never get sick. You're way less likely to be sick though, because you're more positive, right? And inspired action Same thing, you know. Yeah, eat healthy. You know what I mean? Do the
can't
right
just-
things. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you might want to start with something small. Like, you know, there really is no difference, again, between $10 and $10 million, right?
Realistic
with the laws
goals,
of
though.
attraction. But you might want to just start with something small. Think about something small that you want, like something.
No,
that's
don't do
easy.
that, Rob, because that's showing doubt.
No, I'm just saying, like.
That's showing like you're testing it or something.
You still want the thing, though, right? You still want the thing because this is what I'm saying. If you start with something crazy big, you might have that doubt in your mind. That'll never happen. What I'm saying is once you start applying the laws of attraction and it starts work, it creates that upward swing, right? So maybe start with something small that's easier to believe that you can achieve, but utilize the things we said on the show. Write it down. Believe you already have it. Use inspired action to get it and already receive it in your mind before it actually comes. Wholeheartedly. And then just focus on that.
Like a car or something.
And that's for newcomers. That's for newcomers that are not already in the swing of using the secret. Like set a small goal for the new people that may not.
Something you can't achieve though. That people say you can't achieve. That you've always believed you can't achieve. So know you can. I don't know how to start small. I don't know if that's good advice. Because it's all the same, like you said, 10 million or 10 bucks. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, Joe, I think it is good advice because this is a hard thing for some to grasp just off the rip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people like Michael Jackson, they were introduced, and people like yourself were introduced to the secret from an early age. You know what I'm saying? It just came to you, like just on your own. You just knew, right? But we're talking about ninjas later in life. It might be hard to just grasp everything we're talking about. Just all of a sudden, I'm happy every day. You know what I mean?
Or like $10 million. I
Yeah.
could never do that. Like,
But the thing is, like, all right, that's up to debate. I would say to start with something small. But think about something you want. Something that you've wanted for a while that you've never got.
Right, like a bomb-ass car.
Like, I want to go to Hawaii.
There you go.
Hear,
How about the gathering?
I always hear about
Back to the
motherfuckers.
original.
This is
back to the original
I
part.
always wanted to go to Hawaii, and all my friends went. I seen pictures. Man, I'd love to be on those beaches. Motherfucker, you can be on those beaches.
Them beaches ain't on Pluto.
You know what I'm saying? Like with everything we just talked about, and that's kind of like the chaos theory. This is going way back, but on an album I wrote a thing about the chaos theory, which is kind of like talking about the secret a little bit. Sometimes you just gotta say fuck it, man, and just do something. You know what I mean? And just throw caution to the wind. You're never gonna have the money to go to fucking Hawaii because in your mind you never will.
With risk comes reward.
Yeah. So anyway, utilize it on something small to begin with, something really attainable. I'm telling you, man, I am telling you, you can go to fucking Hawaii. 100%. 100%. The only thing holding you back is you because you're your own worst enemy. Your biggest opponent is you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And when I say you, I'm talking about all of us, right?
All of us.
We're our own worst enemy.
Ourselves.
We have that doubt and disbelief, and therefore we'll never go to Hawaii until you utilize the laws of attraction. Because you can 100%, I don't give a fuck what your financial situation is. I don't care where you're at. 100% you can go to Hawaii.
And I'll tell you this, for anybody out there listening, okay? I can guarantee you one thing. No matter who you are or what walk of life you come from, I know this. The ninjas on this panel, we believe you can do it. I have no fucking doubt you can do it. Because if I can do the shit I wanted to do, what the fuck? I got a 9th grade education. Like, I come from a broken home, all right? There's no benefit that I was born with. None. That helped me get to where I'm at. If I can do it, I know you can do it. And I mean that. I fully believe anybody can have anything they want because I fully believe in the secret. So I'm just saying we absolutely, without a doubt, believe you can have it. Whatever you want. Even 100 million album sales.
Look, according to the laws of attraction, okay, your current reality, your current life that you're now living is all a result of the thoughts you've been having throughout your entire life. And what I'm telling you, utilizing the laws of attraction, you can change whatever your destiny, your fate. It's all up to you. You can change your life utilizing this. And I can tell you with utmost certainty that I believe this to be the truth.
Me too.
Now, I don't know if, it's going to change red lights for you. I don't know if it's going to go that far. That I'm a little skeptical on. But utilizing these principles, remember, forgive, love yourself, have gratitude for everything around you. Use your feelings as your gauge when you're starting to think negatively. When you feel bad, you're thinking bad. Try to meditate and change the way you're thinking so that you can let it go and think positive. And you're exuding that positive energy out to the universe, that vibration, that frequency, and that's what you receive back into your life, manifold, okay? But if you're negative, if you're constantly complaining about everything that's shitty around you and in your life, that energy is coming back onto you as well.
So change that.
So and it's hard. Believe me, like Joe said, depression is real. Believe me, I get down. Everybody gets down.
Uh-huh.
But I guess the key is to try to be more positive than negative. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And change the way you
You remember when we had that discussion, Rob? What is the real meaning of life?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
We both talked about it, and we decided the real meaning of life, as best we know it, is to be more of a positive force on this planet than anything else. More than a negative force. Bring more smiles to faces than frowns. Bring more happiness than anything else, than anger or any type of emotion. We all stir emotions in each other. Be more of a helpful factor on this planet than you are of any other type of factor. That's all we can try to be in this life. And doing that itself is a step in the right direction towards the secret. The secrets are masters of doing that.
The other thing is, I remember that conversation as well, is to have as many experiences as you can.
That's right.
In life. As many new experiences, things you want to do,
You may think everything in your man cave or all the possessions you acquired and everything is the key to life, having things. Man, there is nothing more priceless than an experience, having done something. I say it all the time.
Something new, something you've never done before.
Even if you won an Olympic gold medal, and now you've got that gold medal, you've got the ribbon and the gold medal, and you have it, you can show it off, you know what I mean? That gold medal is nothing compared to the experience of actually winning it.
Period.
And I don't care if they shot that motherfucking shit on 4K 35 cameras in every direction, bubble lens and everything. Nothing, no matter how well they filmed it in surround sound and everything, no experience will ever relive the experience of actually going there and winning that medal. You know what I'm saying? And anything you drive, any kind of bomb-ass clothing you got, any jewelry you got, none of that is worth more than the experience of acquiring it and achieving those things that you want, Have as many experiences as you can in your life, man, because those will be memories and stories you get to tell for the rest of your life, man. And anything else, just something you can see and touch, and you can't take it with you. When you die, it's gone. And you realize it wasn't even with you to begin with. But the one thing we assume you can take with you to the other side is the experiences and having lived them.
Do you remember, I don't want to put him on blast, but do you remember when Rudy was trying to work for us at Psychopathic?
Which Rudy?
Rudy, the Rudy now Rudy.
Yeah.
So
Right, he did a secret.
He fucking did the secret like nobody's business, man.
He's talking about Rudy Manzio.
He had a fucking insane belief he was gonna work for Psychopathic. We all thought he was fucking crazy.
Tell the story.
Well, we all thought he was fucking crazy, man, because he kept showing up, kept telling us he wanted to work for him.
He lived in New York.
He moved to fucking Farmington Hills at the time.
He knew he would always work for Psychopathic one day.
Yeah.
He didn't know a soul here. He moved here from New York.
Right. And then the next thing I know, the next thing I know, he was just working for us, man.
Professional juggalo.
I was like, who hired him? Like, who hired him? What happened? How is this ninja? This is the guy that was showing up at all our shows and like kept telling us.
You made it happen, manifested it.
And it just like came, it just all fell together, for him. And bam, he's working for us, you know what I mean?
He moved here without a clue of how to get the job. He didn't know anybody. Nobody told him to move here and we'll put you on, intern. None of that.
He just knew you guys were based out of Michigan.
He came here and he started showing up at our events trying to be helpful.
He was just there, man, always. Like every event we had, he was right there.
He's made himself helpful.
And he was telling us.
Until he was so helpful, we needed him.
He was telling us, hey, I'm working for y'all. Like, I want to work for y'all. Like, and he just didn't give up. Man,
he manifested it.
No, he did it.
He had this insane belief he was going to be working for us, and sure enough, he did.
That was his goal. That was his dream. Not dream. It wasn't a dream because he knew it was going to happen. He actually got up and left New York to make it happen.
All right, listen, we're gonna end this podcast, but I want to say there is somebody out there right now watching this, probably many ninjas that are like, man, I got this fucking thing I want to do. You know what I'm talking about. Only you know. You know what I'm talking about. Do yourself a service. Listen to what we just said. Watch The Secret, all right? There's a documentary out. It's by Rhonda Brines, and a book out called The Secret. You can watch it right now on YouTube, right? Watch it, all right? Utilize The Secret. Everything that we gave you, everything that we bestowed upon you tonight. And I'm telling you, that thing that you want, that you've been dreaming about, that you've been focusing on, it could be something small, it could be something big.
Could be a career, could be a physical item, anything.
Use the steps, believe that you're gonna have it wholeheartedly. Inspired action. Have gratitude in your life.
What did you say,
positivity in your
Wacko?
life.
Action is...
How could you have a law of attraction?
You can't have an attraction without action.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right, look, this is all something that we feel very passionate about. We're happy to share with you tonight. And I hope it inspires some ninjas to go out there and freak.
Me too, man. I really hope it did.
We're
really
putting
hope.
that good energy out to get it back.
Fucking freak it, ninja. Freak it. That's all you gotta do, man.
Nothing
In a
to it
nutshell,
but to do it.
Inspired action, laws of attraction. Freak it.
Nothing to it but to do it. We love you, ninjas.
Now we're gonna end this video on an inspirational Bruce Lee thing. Why? Because I love Bruce Lee. Okay?
Me too.
That's the only reason. But we're gonna end it on this inspirational Bruce Lee video, and we'll see you next fucking Wednesday for the next subject.
Woo woo!
All right, peace out.
Whoa.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water, like water, like water, like water. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend, my friend. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water, like water. Water can flow or it can crash. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water, like water. Be water, my friend. Running water never goes stale, so you gotta just keep on flowing, keep on. So you gotta just keep on. So you gotta just keep on flowing. You have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there. When you want to move, you're moving. I mean, you gotta put the whole hip into it. Snap, snap, become one with her. You better train every part of your body.